Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What's Sold on eBay video. We got a ton of sales to show you here. We have almost 60 sales, like 50 something, 58 or something sales over the course of just a couple of days here. These are from the end of November as we're approaching December here, so definitely that fourth quarter buying. We're not going to spend too much time talking here because we got a lot to get through. I want to get through it all. I'll show you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, anything we were able to make some money on, or possibly some of those bad buys that you should avoid out there as well. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I hope everyone is doing well on their eBay sales or Mercari or whatever you're selling on. Hopefully, fourth quarter is treating you well. I've definitely been blessed. We've had a lot of sales, a lot of old inventory move, new stuff, video games, all kinds of stuff. So let's get into it and go over what's sold. Starting off is a Nashua Diskettes little pack. It's an FD1 is the model number. It's a bunch of floppy disks, basically the larger ones. This was a brand new sealed box. I had two of these, and this one ended up selling for $17.49. They shipped out for about $8. They went out FedEx, and we made a little bit of money on it, but not a whole lot. They were part of a big bulk buy. Here's a good deal though, some Epson 220. This is a brand new sealed ink. I got it from the discount store near me. I think it was $3 for the ink, and it sold for 21 bucks, and it went out first class shipping. Love selling ink. Even if it's expired, you can make some money on it. This one actually expired 2019, and again, we got $21. Voyeurs by 2 is a CD from one of the big CD buys we've had. That one sold for $10.79 on sale. We also sold Portal 2 for the PlayStation 3. This game sells pretty well. I have a couple of these that have been selling. I just sold one, I think, today for around the same price. So not a ton of money, but an easy sale. Just one picture is all you really need. You can get it listed and out of here. We have a Kelty Kids. This is like a hiking backpack carrier for little babies. I got the actual carrier, but it was kind of beat up. Some of the straps were no good. It was $5. I ended up taking off this little extra pad that velcroed in there, as well as there was a strap piece that I took off, like a little buckle piece I took off, and a little backpack for it. Parted those three things out. This one ended up selling for $13.49 on sale, so I was happy with that, and I made a couple bucks off something that we could have threw away otherwise. A Lego powered up remote control. This is 88010 is the model. That one sold for $14.99. Bought a big bunch of Legos. Usually what I do is I pull all the minifigs or kind of the specialty pieces that look interesting, put all the rest in boxes and sell them by the pound, and then I take the unique stuff and just sell it if it has some value. So 15 bucks on this little guy. A PS1 manual, don't recommend doing this. This one sold finally on sale for $8 shipped. It did go out first class, which was nice. So we made like a buck or two on it, but I wouldn't go around selling all these manuals. Better off probably holding on to it till I find a system and then pairing it with the system and selling it that way. A Black & Decker power supply. This one sold for $10.79. I usually pick up bulk buys of power supplies and cords from a couple of my sources. A lot of times I can use some of them to fix units that I have or whatever, and then every once in a while one has a little bit of value. For these guys, I just bubble wrap them, put them in a bubble mailer, and then they ship out first class. Usually, if they're the heavier ones, they end up going in a padded flat rate. Here's a Dragon's Lair PC game, sold for $7.49. This was on a big sale, 25% off, and it sold for $7.50. Happy to get that one out of here. We're kind of in the low stuff right now, guys. We have some bigger stuff coming. An RCA TV remote. This one sold for $10.79 on sale. Love selling remotes. Definitely a category I really enjoy. Not only are they super easy to test and list, in my experience, I've gotten pretty low returns on remotes overall. There's been a couple, but really not that many. And a lot of times people can pay pretty good money for a replacement remote. Here's a big one, though. This is another one of those ceramic mold trees. This one was 22.5 inches tall. It was big. The other one was smaller than that one, like maybe 16 or something like that. This one I had listed at 200 bucks. I think I paid 10 for it. And I took a best offer, or no, it sold on sale for 150. I sent an offer out. No, I had a 25% off sale, I think is what it was. And someone bought it at 150. I was happy with that. It did cost $43 to ship it out FedEx, and I double boxed every piece. It was quite a big box, but it went out to somewhere, I want to say like Nebraska or South Dakota, something like that. And so it was about halfway across the states. It would have cost probably 80 bucks to ship it out anywhere else further on the East Coast. But double box, it did get there. I got good feedback that it seemed to be all okay. So we made some money on there. I don't recommend buying a bunch of these trees. It's not something I'd like to do again unless I'm getting them really cheap and they're going to sell for that 150 mark so I can double box them and still be able to make some money because you really need to double box those things. The Nanny Seasons 1 and 2 DVD set sold for $12.99. Again, it's pretty easy to look up DVDs. Just scan the barcode with the eBay app on the back. Try to find some sales, and that one went out for $13. A buy I had recently, I don't know if I've shown you guys one of these yet, is the Stussy. It's a pretty good brand of shirts. You can find them in different stuff. A lot of people will buy them. I sold the shirts before, but I went on a shop, Salvation Army. They have like their own auction site, and I found a whole bunch of these shirts. They were listed for like $150 or something plus shipping on an auction. No one bought them. I messaged the buyer and said, hey, I'll give you $100 shipped for them. I'm in California. They said, no, we'll do $100, but you pay shipping. Shipping was like $13 or something like that from San Francisco down here. And I ended up taking the deal, so I'm in it for like 113 or 117, something like that. And I'm selling them for about 25 or 30 bucks a piece, and we got like 14 or 15 shirts. So in the end, it'll be a pretty good buy. We'll definitely double up and a little bit more on the profit there. All of them were basically brand new condition. This one went for 25 on a best offer. This is a PSP Golf, the little one. It's like a training iron. It's really small. I guess it's used to kind of get precise with your accuracy. This one I got for $5 and it sold for 60. We actually had two of them. We sold one for 60 a month or two ago, and this one finally sold, so we're all out. Here's a Lifeline power exercise wheel. This one I got for $5 at a garage sale. I got it thinking during the quarantine this was going to do well, but it's kind of at the latter part where stuff wasn't selling as well. This didn't have a great following either. Plus, you get them new for like $60. So why would you want to spend 45 or 40 something on that? You just buy a new one. Mine ended up selling finally though for 43. Shipping was about 18 or 19 bucks. It was big. It wasn't too big, but it was just kind of bulky and oddly shaped. So we made a little bit of money on there, maybe 5 to 10 bucks, but I really wouldn't do that one again. Some Chuck Taylor Converse shoes, size 10. These were like a bluish color. Got these for $5 and they sold for $28 on a best offer. I'm happy with that. If I can get over 25 bucks for the shoes and I'm in them for $5, I know I can make some money. Closer I get to 30, then I'm probably going to at least net about 10 bucks plus. So these were pretty close and I was happy, and they moved pretty quick. Most of the Chuck Taylors up, I don't have a ton of value. They're not like super desirable, but they will sell pretty consistently and I can make some money on them. Here's a Rampage, the movie, 16-inch gorilla action figure. Got this for 20 bucks. It also came with a Godzilla one as well. 20 bucks on OfferUp. And I bought it mainly for this guy because he seemed to sell pretty well. He sold for $70 shipped. Shipping was like 14 or 15 bucks FedEx. He's bigger. He's 16 inches, and I had to bubble wrap him and everything. And then on the Godzilla, we'll probably get about 40 or so on the Godzilla. So we spent 20. We're going to end up with probably around $110, and then we'll have to subtract the shipping and stuff. So not a bad buy there for 20 bucks. This was a cool one. Skylanders Superchargers Land Racing Action Pack. Go to a garage sale late in the day, probably my second or third to last stop. I asked if she has video games. She goes, yeah, I have some Skylanders. And I'm like, oh, great, Skylanders. Like, not really that exciting. There are some that have value, and if you can buy them in bulk, sure, you can sell them. But I kind of go over there, and I see that a couple of them are sealed. There was this one and another one. And I'm like, oh, this one looks kind of cool. Scanned it. $100 comes up for what it sold for. And I'm like, oh, crazy. She goes, I'm like, what do you want? She goes, just $1 a piece for each piece that you want to buy. And I'm like, oh, like each figure or for the box? And she goes, I'll tell you what, 10 bucks, you can have the whole box. So I just bought it all. There was like the little portals in there and some loose figures and a couple of random games. And none of it was really that valuable, but this ended up selling for $100 shipped. Was brand new sealed. The other sealed one is only worth about 15 or 20. It's not even worth selling it because shipping would just kill you. So $100 on that one. Don't turn your back on Skylanders. I guess there are a few that have some money, but most are not really that valuable. My American Journey, an autobiography by Colin Powell. This one was actually signed by Colin Powell. I didn't have any COA or anything. I just got it from a big book buy. Listed and it sold for $13 shipped. It actually went out global shipping though. I think someone in the UK bought it. So $13 shipped on that guy. Here's a listing I'm showing you because I do make mistakes. And this was an old listing when I was a lot younger of a reseller. Both in age and experience, and this one was a Department 56, the house that Love built Ronald McDonald ornament. I think I got it for like $1 or something at a garage sale. Had it listed, I think, at $10 to start off, and I just kept dropping the price over the years. I used to just do bulk edits of pricing and drop them 5%, 10%, whatever, just to move stuff. I don't really do that anymore. Now I just run a sale. That way the price doesn't go down. What happened here was the price went down, you know, like 50% over time, and then I ran a 30% off sale now that I'm doing that, so it sold for a measly $3.49. You can guess that we're going to lose money on that one. It is out of here, went to a good home. I think they left good feedback as well, but don't do that. Try to be a smarter reseller. We all have to start somewhere though, I guess. Woolrich, this is like a barn coat here, nice like canvas jacket, size extra large. Paid I think $5 or $10, and it sold for $48 on a best offer. Had it listed at like $70 or $80. Usually I list them pretty high and I just kind of weigh out the offers, but I took the $48 offer, happy to move it. Some more of those 360 controllers that we've been working on. This little lot of 2 sold for 35 shipped, so I'm happy to have fixed those up and get them sent out of here. It's not much fixing. I told you guys I'm just replacing the joysticks, cleaning them up, and then putting the battery charger on, but it's a way to salvage some old game controllers. Man at Arms is the 200X Masters of the Universe figure. This guy sold for $10 shipped. He's not an old one. He's from 2001, but he still sold for $10. An Apple Watch Series 3 Space Gray sold for $13 shipped. It's the time of the year where people sometimes buy these watches. I think some people buy them for gag gifts as well, not just to match with a phone or a watch or whatever. I think some people buy them like to trick people at Christmas. So I don't know what the deal is, but it did sell for $13. Here's a cool board game to look out for. Got this for a couple bucks in the estate sale. It's called SMESS. It's a board game by Parker Brothers. This one ended up selling for $55 shipped. It was complete, so I'm happy with a $50 board game any day, especially when you're only in it for $2. Most of my board games, guys, they're only shipping out for, I would say, anywhere from $8 to maybe $14. Maybe 15 on the high end if it's a little heavier one, or if it's like a big Scrabble, maybe 17, but Scrabble Deluxe. But most of them ship out pretty cost effective, even though they're a little bigger. I just bubble wrap them if I don't have a box, and then cut some cardboard to kind of match along the sides, and I just tape it to the bubble outside of the bubble wrap and ship it out, and it seems to be fine. An Emerson VCR, this one I had to open up and clean up inside. It was really dusty. Once I got it cleaned up and things were moving around well, I ended up selling this one for $45 shipped. It did work, no issues there. I was in it for $5 and it sold for $45. Shipping was around $14. Here's a plush penguin Christmas stocking. I told you guys before, this is the time of year you move these stockings. I usually stock up on them throughout the year at garage sales, estate sales. I look for the animal ones that are plush, kind of in your face, especially like the penguin. There's a Dalmatian one I've sold before. You get an Eeyore one or a Goofy one or whatever. They seem to sell. This one sold for a best offer of $30. I'm probably in it for no more than $2, and it goes out first class. Here's a Mr. Christmas. The Sights and Sounds. It's like a little music box that you hook stuff to, I think, or at least it plays music. I know it worked. This one sold for $27 shipped. Full price sale, and it went out, I think, in a padded flat rate. I got it for $2 or $3 at a garage sale. Here's another cool one. It's a PS3 Super Slim. This is the 250 blue console. Got it for $5 from one of my sources. He had it. He wasn't sure if it worked, and he thought it was broken because the cover was open. I think Lonnie had a video about one of these where the cover was open and he wasn't sure what the deal was. He thought the same thing. He's like, oh, it's broken. It doesn't have the top. And I'm like, no, you just slide the thing over. He doesn't really sell video games too much, but I had come across that before. Paid $5, brought it home. Thought for sure it wasn't going to work. And I'm like, well, I'll just sell it for parts for $30, $40. But it ended up working beautifully, and I sold it for $135 shipped, and I got good feedback. So look out for the PS3s, and that one was just console only. I didn't have any controllers to add, so I just sold it by itself. Some Ariat jeans. These are some from the big Ariat jean buy. We had 7 pairs at $8 plus tax each, so we're probably in them around $8.50 to $9, and they ended up selling. They sell for $40, and we've actually sold them all. They go on a padded flat rate. Great brand to look out for, though. The FR jeans do well. Another pair of jeans. These are some men's True Religion. 28-33 is the size. Geno is, I guess, the style. They ended up selling for $45 on a little sale that we were running. So happy to move those out. Little Britain. These are cool. Little Britain, the complete first and third series. But the problem is these are actually DVDs that are Region 2. Region 2, I think, is the UK, if I'm not mistaken. When it comes to Region 1, I think, is the US and like Canada. I don't know if Mexico would apply for that. I'm not an expert, but Region 1s are the ones that we use in the States for sure. Region 2 and other regions go to different parts of the world, and the DVDs won't work in certain VCRs and all like that. So you want to make sure if you got a weird DVD or whatever, look at the region code in the back. Sometimes it'll be like a little symbol of the earth with like a 1 in it or a 2 or whatever. Or it might just say Region 1. Look out for that, because if it's something weird, you want to make sure what region it is, and you put that in the listing. These are Region 2, and they sold for $25 shipped, and the person apparently was happy with them because they didn't open a return. But those came in a big DVD buy for like $10. Some Maxell mini DV digital video cassettes. These were 4 of them, 2 different types of packaging, but the same type of cassettes. They sold for $19 shipped. I think they came with the camera that we bought, and I just pulled these out and sold them separately for $19. Hot Wheels Turbo Racing PS1. It would not be a sale video if we didn't have at least one return in here. This one was returned. Actually was damaged in shipment. We shipped it out first class. Some bubble wrap in a bubble mailer. Some people are going to call me crazy for doing that, but it's worked on a lot of these lower dollar PS1 games, and I'm definitely generous with the bubble wrap. But this one went out, and basically the outside case is all damaged. She opened a return, finally sent it back. The disc is still perfect shape. The manual is still great. It was just a shattered case. So I understand why you opened the return, but I should be able to put it in a new case and we should be fine. So that was a return, kind of a bummer, but it's life. This one was also a return though. This is Sugar Rush Series 1 and 2. It's not the Wreck-It Ralph version of a DVD, which some of you may know what I'm referencing. I think Sugar Rush was the game, the little game or whatever that they played there. If I'm incorrect, someone let me know. But this is a DVD set, Series 1 and 2, also Region 2. But this buyer bought them, even though I have them correctly labeled Region 2 in the title, in the description, and in this item specifics. The person bought it. It wouldn't work on their DVD player. They opened a return, but they never sent it back, and they ran out of time. So that was a bummer too. That's why you got to be careful with the outside region ones. A lot of times those ones people will buy and they won't work, so you can get into some trouble. I wouldn't recommend getting a bunch of them, but make sure you clearly label what region they're in. Some yellow Rubbermaid cups and batter bowls. I have 2 of these. I've sold the same exact set before. We sold it for $37 ship. We got that one for $2. I think I paid $5 for these 2, and they sold for $37 as well. There's a third bowl, I think, as well that you can get, but I'm always happy to find those so far. I found 2 within like a couple weeks of each other. This is some sealed floppy disks, nothing crazy. Sold for $9.79. An older listing. We're in them for 50 cents. They ship out first class. We'll make a couple bucks. Wii Sports, one of my favorite games to sell, if not my favorite one to sell. Just sells so well. $25 shipped on the Wii Sports. Always happy to move those out. Here's a Scrabble Deluxe. This one is from 1989. $45 shipped on this one. It sold basically overnight. I listed it, and the next morning it was gone. I'm assuming could have been a Christmas present. Who knows? But it was not brand new. All I did was bubble wrap it, and then I cut some cardboard that kind of matched it and put it along the sides and everything, taped it together, put it in a poly bag, and shipped it out FedEx. I want to say for like 16 or 17 bucks, maybe less, and we make some money. I don't usually pay more than $5 for a Scrabble Deluxe though, because I know I'm going to sell them for about 40 to 50, and I know shipping is going to be 15 to 20 bucks. So just keep that in mind. Some Emerica skateboard shoes. These are like the Oxblood, I guess is the color that they have. These were $5 at a garage sale. One of my sources was having a sale, and I was buying a bunch of shoes. He thought these ones were valuable. I wasn't sure, but I just grabbed them. They were in really great shape. They ended up selling at the best offer of $35. So definitely in my price range. Here is a unique one. It's a D12 Freestyle Shady Records, Interscope Records, promotional use freestyle CD. So it's just got the 2 versions of the freestyle, I guess, on there for D12. Got it in a big CD buy. Wasn't sure what it was worth. There were no comps. I listed it on auction for like $80. No bites, no even watchers. Listed it for sale, $99.99 or best offer. Went back and forth with someone. Finally accepted an offer of $70, and they gave me good feedback, so they were happy to get it. Definitely a unique piece, it seems like. Happy for it to find a good home. Here's a Biddeford electric blanket control. This one sold for $24 shipped. I think this one went in a padded flat rate if I'm not mistaken, but again, if you can get them for $1 or $2, a lot of times they have some value. Rad Racer for Nintendo, lower value cartridge, sold for $7 shipped. We only have a couple of these old Nintendo ones left. Here's another one, a Valhalla Knights PSP game. This one sold for $7 as well. Also, again, a little lower dollar one. So glad to get that out of here. Rick Derringer CD, required rocking. But this one actually is signed by Rick Derringer on the front there. Don't have a COA. It came in the rock and roll by. Just listed it, put in the description. I don't have a COA. It appears to be signed by him. Someone offered $25, and it's on its way. So that was cool. A Catholic lot of like rosary necklaces and cross pendants. There's a whole bunch of them. Sorry, that's my wife over there. You want to come in?
I need your wallet.
She wants my wallet. That's not cool. I'll give you my wallet if you come over here. Come on. Just come here. So she might come. She's coming. Say hi.
Hi.
Just still in my wallet, guys. Welcome to marriage. No, it's okay. We have the same account and everything. So, anyways, we'll get back to it. A Catholic rosary lot of necklaces and pendants. My wife really liked these, but no, I'm just kidding. She did not like them. But I got a whole bag for like $10. There was no like silver or anything crazy in there, but I ended up by just putting them at auction for $55 free shipping. Someone came through with just one bid and bought them for $55. So they shipped out in a padded flat rate, and we ended up making probably $25 or $30 when it's all said and done. Definitely a good buy there. I was happy about it. I don't do a lot of auctions. I know I talked about 2 in this video, but every once in a while with something unique, I'll run an auction. We'll see how it goes. Backgammon set. I bought 3 backgammon sets, $5 each. This is the bigger one. Look out for the larger ones. This is a 23 by 18 when it's opened up. This one sold for $47 shipped, and it sold within a day. Again, I'm only in it for $5. And here's an Apple iPod. This is a 5th gen. Doesn't even work, but it's a 5th gen, so a little bit better version. This one sold for $20 shipped. She's ordering something for us. So, bye.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Anywho, back to the programming here. Apple iPod Classic 5th gen. Sold for $20 shipped. Doesn't work for parts. Not all the iPods will be worth money. Some of the early ones do well. Some of the larger size storage do well. But again, $20 on that one. A Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories Game Boy Color game. This is $10 shipped. An easy one to sell. Easy to test. $10. An Apple iPhone 11 Pro Max box only. Hopefully that's not a gag gift, but $11.04. Sold on sale just for the box. Hard Rock Metal Power Ballads Gold CD for $12.74. One of my favorite new things to sell. If you guys need denture adhesive, please let me know because I have a bunch. 4 lots of 4 Fix-It boxes sold for $25 shipped. $25. I'm in them for $2 each. They go out in a padded flat rate. I got plenty left, and it's going to be one of my favorite multi-quantity listings. I told you guys before, my goal for that was this year and for next year is to continue to grow in the multi-quantity listings, kind of replenishable type items. It's the easiest way, I think, for me to grow to the next level is buying in bulk one type of item that I can keep selling throughout the year. Only have to do one listing. So that's my little motivation and goal for next year. So hold me to it, guys. Hopefully next year when we're doing this at the end of the year, let me know if I made it. And if not, give me a hard time in the comments. HP Advanced Glossy Photo Paper. This is brand new sealed. Set of 50 sheets. Sold for $20. Shipping on this was $8. It goes over a pound. Doesn't really fit in one of the flat rate envelopes. So kind of out of luck there. If I get these, I like to get a couple of them and then lot them together and sell them. Then you can kind of save on the shipping. But I only had one. It's been sitting around. I don't have another one coming anytime soon. At least not that I know of. So I went ahead and just moved it on. And lastly, guys, we're at the end here. 2 Alba Botanica clear deodorants. It's actually 2 sets of 2. The person doubled up on them. I have them listed for like $21.99. I get them for $3 each piece at the discount store where I got that ink. So I'm in them for $6. They sell for $22, maybe $23. I don't forget what it is, but I think it's $22. Usually shipping's around $4 first class. We end up making $8 to $9, maybe a little less, maybe $7 to $8 when it's all said and done. But I could buy 100 of them right now. They're at this discount store. I have not though. I usually buy them in batches of about 10. So I'll grab 10 and pay the money, and then once I sell through like 6 or 8 of that 10, then I'll go grab some more. I don't want to go all in because we're not selling super fast, but we're going to see them coming up in the next couple of videos. We are moving some. I mean, if I sold through 10 or 20 of them real quick, then yeah, I'd go grab them all. Or if they were $1 a piece, I probably would grab more. But when I'm spending $3 each, and the profit margins aren't huge, but they're good, they're solid for retail arbitrage, I want to just kind of be a little bit marginal buys when I make them, so I'm not going crazy all in and then have the market tank on me and I spend a bunch of money that I'm never going to make back. So that's my little spiel on that. I recommend you do that when you're buying retail arbitrage. Just be a little careful sometimes. You don't always have to buy everything they have if it's not the best amazing deal and you're not sure it's all going to sell. Either way, though, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for allowing my wife to come in here and bearing with us a little delay there in the programming. She doesn't like to come on, but I'm trying to drag her in more because people like seeing her, which is good. You know, she's here. She's the looks of the operation for sure. So I'd like for her to be on the video more. We're talking about maybe even doing a live video because we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. Maybe doing something like a giveaway and having her come on. So if you guys want to see that, let me know as well in the comments so I can show them to her. You guys said a lot of kind things to her in the past when she came on, and maybe that'll encourage her to want to do the video with me. But thank you guys. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.